Hey loves, welcome back to my channel, Day Spills Tea. I of course am the lovely Day. So last night we finally got part 3 of season 3 Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion, and I was not that entertained, but I did pick up some things that I really hadn't paid attention to originally. Namely, Tisha is just so full of jealousy. Mainly, she is jealous of the way that Kimmy has been received by the world compared to the way that she has been dragged by the world. That's my personal belief. That's my opinion. I'll explain why a little later. I really want to know you all's thoughts on everything that's going down. And how about the fact that none of these chicks, for the most part, well, really, I shouldn't say none of these chicks. Tisha and Melody, they have no idea how to be friends to anybody. So those two pots need to stop calling each other kettles and calling each other black, or however the saying goes, because neither one of y'all knows what it means to be friends or sisters. But before we get into all of that, go ahead, hit the thumbs up button, show me some love. You know that's what I need. I do it for the likes. Make sure you leave some comments down below and let me know your opinions. And listen, it's cool if you don't agree with me. It's cool if I don't remember something exactly the way you did, but keep your little funky ignorant comments to yourself. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. If you are already subscribed, thank you so much for coming back and see you, girl. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the episode picks up where we left off with Marcel basically just telling Louis to shut up because he don't care about his advice, because, you know, he's like, I'm not accepting advice from someone who doesn't have expertise in a particular field. While I agree that Louis is not necessarily a marriage expert, I do also agree with Louis that people don't have to necessarily be an expert in order to see certain things and be able to give some valid advice. But of course, everybody has the responsibility of vetting out that advice and deciding what you take and what you value and what you don't. So we don't even need to stay on that too hard. So we move on from that to the relationship between Destiny and Tiffany, and I struggle to care. Tiffany had the nerve to call Destiny judgmental, and I feel like Tiffany has judged all of these people all throughout the season. You know, she gets in her confessionals and it's like, you know, I don't know why their marriage is so messed up. Maybe that's why their marriage is so messed up, and maybe she's this and she's that. And she plays it off so like, oh, I'm so clueless as to what's going on. But you really throw shade at all of them all season long and then got the nerve to call somebody judgmental. I didn't really get that. I found it really, really frustrating that when Destiny was kind of trying to address the way that Tiffany just kind of flipped a light switch and started popping off like she was real hard, like she shed her Karen personality and she kind of flipped for a second. And Destiny was like, if I return that same energy to you, and then Mel jumps in. Like, Mel, what? You had your time in the spotlight. Like, this doesn't have anything to do with you. I also didn't appreciate that Carlos minimized Destiny and Tiffany's experience by saying that it was the byproduct of her relationship with Melody. No, it wasn't. Destiny's feelings toward Tiffany weren't because of Melody. It was because Destiny brought herself to this woman's birthday brunch on the first time meeting her and tried to bring some nasty tea. Like, let's not pretend that that didn't happen. Let's not pretend that in Vegas or wherever they were, that she didn't try and shade Tisha, talking about, well, Louis said, Marcel said, blah, 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 blah. That's why Destiny don't like Tiffany. That's why I don't like her. That's why most of y'all don't like her. It has nothing to do with her relationship with Melody. So, Carlos, I understand that Melody is your girl, but everything about the show ain't surrounding Melody Holt, okay? I didn't like that. And I didn't like that Mel interrupted to chime in. Like, I didn't see the point of it. Anyways, so then we find out that Mel and Destiny haven't been talking since the show wrapped. Mel's reasoning for this was such a cock of BS. Like, okay, so just admit that we not friends, okay? Because for you to say after the season wraps, I break off from everyone, then that means we're not friends. We're co-workers playing a role during the season. And like, I don't know why Destiny didn't pick that up. Like, I really wanted Destiny to understand that that's what that means. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all tell me, what does it mean that once we stop filming, we stop communicating? Like, to me, that means that we're not friends outside of the show. Like, I don't know how to see that any other way. I don't know how to see that any other way. And I felt like Melody and Tisha kind of became one and the same on this part of the reunion, because they both kept chiming in where it was so unnecessary. So Tisha wants to chime in and make all these faces and everything while Melody and Destiny are addressing their issues. And she tells Mel point blank, I don't think you know how to be a friend, which I think is true. But we're not talking about you and what happened with you and Mel at this moment. We just really not. we just really not talking about you and Melody at this moment. So the two of them go back and forth, and they had a few exchanges, which again indicated to me that Melody does not know how to be someone's friend. So when they talk about Kimmy and Tisha's relationships, Tisha is saying that Melody was trying to destroy my marriage. Okay. And Tisha tells Melody, you were saying XYZ about my husband. You saying he's screwing this chick, that chick, whatever. And Melody has the audacity to get in this woman's face talking about, so I didn't say anything about you. Listen, dear, probably one of the reasons, oh, I'm not going to say that. That would be wrong. I'm going to take that back. Scratch that from the record. Listen, dear. When you are in a marriage, if you talk about my husband, you are absolutely talking about me. That's the only way I can interpret it. So if you are saying that my husband is out in the streets, if you are accusing him of doing all sorts of things, that is talking about me. That is talking about my kids. That is talking about my household. That is talking about my marriage. We can't be cool. So for Melody to be getting in her face talking about, I didn't say anything about you. Okay, you might not have said my name, but if you're talking about my other half, baby, it's a problem. It's a whole ass problem. I did not understand why Melody felt like that was a justification. And if we are friends, how dare you say disrespectful things about my husband? Now, I'll be honest, I don't remember why Melody was saying all the stuff. And it was probably because Tisha said something ignorant or whatever. But saying that I didn't talk about you specifically is really asinine. That don't mean anything to me just because you didn't talk about me directly. My man is me. He is I. We is a unit for the most part. You know what I mean. Don't take that and run with it and make it mean something stupid. Anyways, so it was really annoying too because Tisha kept over talking everybody. And so when they start to talk about her relationship with Kimmy, and I don't blame Kimmy. Kimmy is like, look, I'm tired. Like, I'm tired of understanding this woman. I'm tired of trying to know what she needs, and I'm trying to give her what she needs, and she don't give anything in return. Tisha never acknowledges that she actually doesn't give Kimmy the same type of friendship in return that she's looking for from Kimmy. She really doesn't see it. So she's saying that she goes hard for all her friends, and she's so childish, bless her heart. When Kimmy asks her, when have you gone hard for me? She starts, you can barely hear it because everybody is yelling and screaming. But she starts talking about how she threw a shower and stuff like that. Girl, that ain't going hard for your friend. Girl, this is not high school. That is not going hard for your friends. Going hard for Kimmy would have been when Kiowa was talking smack about her and you sat up there and kikied with her. Instead, going hard for her would have been, you're not going to talk about my sister-in-law. No, you're not going to talk about my sister because that's not what happened. Going hard for her would have been checking that and stopping it immediately. Like, but you planned a party. That's not going hard for your friends, dear. You have it all twisted up. You have it all mixed up. I just don't even understand it. And then Tisha just like really can't see herself. Like, she's so stuck on what Kimmy didn't do for her. And she even admitted herself, she said it right there on the camera and they played it back, that she felt some type of way that Kimmy and Maurice were still friends with Martell and Melody, even though Melody was supposedly doing all this stuff. But then when Kimmy says, I think she was just uncomfortable saying she didn't want me to be friends with Melody when she wasn't, Tisha is all, you know, with her little jacked up wig and all of that and stuff. And it was like, what is all of that? Like, she only stated the facts. But even when you state the facts to Tisha about Tisha, she can't accept it and she just denies it. At one point, Kimmy said something about Tisha's expectations. And Tisha's like, it's not expectations. It's just that I go hard for my friends, so I expect for them to do the same for me. That's expectations. I don't understand her. Actually, I shouldn't say I don't understand her. I don't understand her and her mama, because she basically gets a lot of this from her mama, who, ooh, that is a train wreck, honestly. Honestly, that's a train wreck. And the two of them, the thing that they share is I don't believe that they self-reflect at all. I don't think Miss Wanda, from the time she had that conversation with Miss Van to the time they got to this reunion, she ain't thought a second about what she may have done differently. She hasn't given a single thought to any decision she's ever made in her life as to maybe I should have done something differently. And I believe Tisha's the same way. She's just right. Let her tell it. She's just right. And whatever you did, what you did to me was wrong. It's so sad. Like, you all do not self-reflect at all. At all. Like, I don't know. Have we heard Tisha give anybody an apology for anything? I don't know. Maybe I missed it. Y'all let me know. Anyways, I'm all over the place with this. But I believe that Tisha's main issue with Kimmy right now, and her issue with Mel, is that she's jealous. She mentioned in the very first part of the reunion that she gets the most hate from the show. She feels like she gets more hate even than Martell. And we all know that the world has received Kimmy with love. Like, most people really, really like Kimmy. And I think that Tisha is hell-bent on proving that Kimmy is not as great as we think. That's my opinion. That's just what I see. Because I can't see any reason why she should still be harping on anything between her and Kimmy. Kimmy ain't did nothing to that woman. I think the only thing Kimmy has done is made the world love her. Made the audience actually like her and respect her. And we be like Team Kimmy. And that's a problem. I feel like Tisha is constantly just trying to prove that Kimmy ain't all that and that Kimmy is a sour apple or whatever. Even when Kimmy was trying to explain that, yes, I told Melody stop talking about y'all. And I love how Kimmy said, okay, y'all say y'all not gonna say no more lies. I'm saying whether you think it's a truth or a lie, just don't talk about each other. And Tisha is like, oh, like, it was one time. It was one time. If it was one time, she's standing up for you. She's trying to protect you and your union. But you have to diminish it because you just hateful. You just hateful and miserable. I don't care how many pictures y'all take smiling. You are sad and threatened and jealous. That's what I see. And I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, no, you saying that because she dark or something like that. I don't know. Y'all be coming up with some strange stuff. But anyways, that's what I see. And I think that that's also her problem with Melody, is I think that okay, if you talked about my husband, that's a problem right there. But we saw her and Melody reconnect and become friends again, even without being friends again with Kimmy. But now all of a sudden she's upset with Melody. And I really think it has something to do with people liking her, people rooting for Melody and not necessarily rooting for Tisha. People are annoyed with Tisha, you know? So anyways, what else happened on this episode? So the mamas come out. I'm sorry, like, I be trying so hard not to be disrespectful about Miss Wanda, but she's just not great. You know, those faces she makes is so childish, and you just see ignorance. You just see like a lack of growth. And for her to sit up there, first of all, Miss Van's face was beat to the gods. Like, nobody on the set's makeup was fire like Miss Van's. Miss Van's was killing it. Miss Van. Anyway, she was killing it. But anyways, so as Miss Wanda and Miss Van go back at it, Miss Wanda, with her tacky, ignorant self, decides to say, them tapes that you was making, you should have been teaching her how to make those tapes in her bedroom. If that was my mama, I would have been so embarrassed. So embarrassed. I couldn't even believe that you would say something so nasty and so ignorant on this national platform. First of all, Miss Van, dear, you do not have to deny making your tapes. You do not have to deny making your tapes, baby. If you did or if you didn't. You absolutely don't have to deny being in a relationship with, what is his name? Marcus? I think it's the brother's name. I don't know if you were or if you weren't. It sounds like you probably were. Or maybe it was just like a real good friendship. Which you're entitled to because you've grown and you single and you could do what you want to do. I didn't like that it made her look like she was being untruthful and saying that they weren't in a relationship. Everybody defines relationships and stuff the way they want to. So they may not have been exclusive. They may not have referred to each other as my boyfriend or girlfriend or my man or my woman. They may have just been very, very, very good friends that drive 4 or 5 hours to get some good friendship. I ain't mad at it. But I didn't like that she said no. I didn't like that she denied it. I kind of wish that she had owned it so that nobody questions her credibility. But you ain't got to worry about it, and you don't have to deny your tape. So Marcel said he hadn't seen any tape. So he's like, I heard about it, but I haven't seen any tape. So I think that was honest. But here's my thing. Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Like, come on, who ain't made a tape? At least once. Like, come on now. Why does it matter? Like, come on. We're all adults here. She can make as many tapes as she wants to. But for Miss Wanda to say she should have been telling her daughter to make that tape insinuates that had Melody done that, then Martell wouldn't be the piece of crap that he is. Miss Wanda, that's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. So he would still be a piece of crap because that's just his nature. And his mama ain't never held him accountable for anything, and she makes excuses for everything he does and all of that kind of stuff. So she could have made tapes till she was blue in the face, and the only result of that would have been that his tapes floating around with her and some dude who ain't about nothing. So Miss Wanda is just a mess. And I appreciate that toward the end of this season, we saw Tisha try to start standing up to her. But she's just a mess and she should not be around. I do not understand why you all keep bringing her around. But then she talked about why Kimmy is a snake. And Kimmy is a snake because when Tisha and Kimmy was together, they was talking about Melody. So I assume that when Kimmy and Melody is together, they talking about Tisha. Okay, what's that make Tisha? Ma'am, what's that make Tisha? When Tisha and Kimmy are together? Or when Tisha and whoever are together? When Tisha and Kaiwa are together? So Tisha's got to be a snake too by default. This is stupid. Anyways, so I think I missed the part about Melody and Martell and the baby girl. I don't remember how old the oldest daughter is, but y'all must be out y'all minds if y'all think that baby ain't seen this show. She's seen the show. She's not waiting on Martell to tell her about that baby. That girl knows. Unless y'all are constantly monitoring her social media, she knows. If she has access to internet, she knows. Which is terrible, since neither of her parents told her. So Martell is blaming it on Melody, saying that the kids think ill of him because of what Melody said. No, don't forget that your mama said she just think about your daddy. Your mama probably done told them kids a whole lot more than Mel did. And don't forget about you telling the kids, your grandmas gave me the hand. So you be saying stuff to the kids you shouldn't be saying to the kids too. So don't blame it and claim Melody must have told the kids. Melody implanted that. No. We saw the video where you were trying to implant stuff in the kids' brains about their Uncle Marcus, talking about he hits us and all of that and carrying on. That's you. I don't personally believe for a second that Melody is trying to down talk their father to them. I don't believe that. I don't see that at all. I don't see that happening. That's the kind of stuff you do. And that little girl yelling out the window because she seen, and he gonna tell Melody she pathetic for going to the place. Why she can't go to the place? If you go there with your little side piece or whatever and get food, certainly she can go with your kids there and get food. So at first he made it sound like Melody went there because he was there, but she made it sound like she was just there. And she didn't even know he was there until the baby girl was screaming to get away from my daddy. But Martell, how do you keep letting these instances happen where you got little baby boss is saying that she saw you at a hotel with a woman. Now your older girl is seeing you out and about getting food with the woman. At what point do you talk to them, you coward? I understand it's tough and you feel some type of way about it, but not talking to them, it is not going to bode well for you and their relationship in the future. I promise. You need to have that conversation ASAP. But that oldest girl, what is it, Mariah? I'm 100% certain she knows. She knows the girl's name and all of that. She might not have internet. She might not have social media, but she got friends. You think they not talking to her? He posted a picture the other day, and I won't post it because I be trying not to post other people's kids, but he posted a picture with all 5 of his children, and the oldest girl is standing in the back, and her face just broke my heart. I really hope that they are making sure that those children get the mental support that they're going to need to continue on this roller coaster with their parents. Anyways, so that was my take on the reunion. I'll probably miss some stuff, but we already at like 20 minutes, so let's just call it a day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.